Drishti IAS is pleased to bring you a program mastering mains answer writing, targeting answer writing in civil services main examination. We will be alternatively covering GS papers 1, 2 and 3 through this program. For GS paper 4, please watch our program Ethics, Definitions and Concepts. The link for it is mentioned in the description below. So, what is the structure of the program? We begin by looking at a question, then link the question to the syllabus and assess the weightage of the topic. This is followed by how to approach the question, structure of the answer, writing the actual answer, and we conclude by focusing on the questions asked in the previous year examinations. Let us look at the question we will be discussing in today's episode. Mission Karmyogi is aimed at building a future-ready civil service with the right attitude, skills, and knowledge. Discuss. We can narrow the question towards polity and governance, that is part of GS paper 2, and the weightage of the topic can be assessed from the graph displayed. Now, let us look at how to approach the question. In general, there are two things we must understand with respect to a question. A, the underlying theme of the question, and B, what is or are being asked about that theme. Let us look at the question again. Mission Karmyogi is aimed at building a future-ready civil service with the right attitude, skills, and knowledge. Discuss. The underlying theme of the above question is Indian civil services. About this theme, we must discuss two things. 1. Mission Karmyogi, and 2. The benefits and challenges of Mission Karmyogi in making future civil servants ready. To answer the given question, let us first understand the meaning of the command word discuss. Discuss means to cover broadly, mentioning strengths, weaknesses, and positives and negatives, mention causes, consequences as well. Now, let us focus on how to structure the answer. The first part of the answer will be the introduction of the answer, which we will introduce Mission Karmyogi briefly. The second part of the answer, that is the body, will be divided into two parts. 1. Role of Mission Karmyogi in making future civil servants ready, and 2. Challenges associated with the mission. And lastly, in our conclusion, we will be providing a way forward to overcome the above challenges. So now let us get down to writing the actual answer. But before we commence, we would like to make it clear that the answer provided here is a representative answer. That is how the actual answer may look like. It can be adapted or modified as per your natural style of writing, whether paragraph form or short sentences or bullets or diagrams. We have also taken certain liberties with the word limit by including certain additional information in the answer for your comprehensive understanding. Without much ado, let us begin. Mission Karmyogi, the National Program for Civil Services Capacity Building, is meant to be a comprehensive post-recruitment reform of the Centre's human resource development. It aims to prepare Indian civil servants for the future by making them more creative, constructive, imaginative, proactive, innovative, progressive, professional, energetic, transparent, and technology enabled. Now we focus on the benefits of Mission Karmyogi. Rule-based to role-based. The program will support a transition from rule-based to role-based HR management so that work allocations can be done by matching an official's competencies to the requirements of the post. Domain and behavioral competencies. The mission will provide an opportunity for civil servants to continuously build and strengthen their behavioral, functional, and domain competencies in their self-driven and mandated learning paths. Uniform training standard. It will harmonize training standards across the country so that there is a common understanding of India's aspirations and development goals. On-site learning. It will emphasize on on-site learning to complement the off-site learning. Adoption of best practices. It will encourage and partner with the best-in-class learning content creators, including public training institutions, universities, startups, and individual domain experts. Enhanced accessibility. The mission enables civil servants to learn from the best institutions and practices across the world through iGOT platform. Just to mention in brief, iGOT Karmyogi is a continuous online training platform which would allow all government servants from assistant secretary to secretary level to undergo continuous training depending on their domain areas. Now we move towards the challenges of the mission. There is a tendency in the bureaucracy to resist change which challenges their status quo. The bureaucracy too must understand the need of domain knowledge and the importance of moving away from generalist to specialist approach. In today's world of governance, it is getting technical with each passing day, and hence it is important that the person in authority too should have the requisite skill and experience in that area. Thus, there should be a behavioral change in the bureaucracy too, and they must embrace the change as a need of the hour and not attack on their status quo. Moreover, these online courses must not become another opportunity for officers to go for sabbatical leaves. It must be ensured that they are actually attending the courses and participating in it so that the purpose doesn't get defeated. Now we look at the way forward. While this is a welcome move, it is also a fact that lackadaisical attitude of public servants is only one side of the coin. Equally culpable is the political interference which manifests itself in transfers which must be addressed too. Clearly, the reform process is not going to be easy, but this is a step in the right direction and will enable a comprehensive reform of the capacity building apparatus at the individual, institutional, and process levels. Now, let us look at the questions that have been asked from the previous years. In 2019, the following question was asked. Performance of welfare schemes that are implemented for vulnerable sections is not so effective due to absence of their awareness and active involvement at all stages of policy process. Discuss. In 2018, the following questions were asked. E-governance is not only about utilization of power of new technology, but also much about the critical importance of the use value of information. Explain. The Citizens' Charter is an ideal instrument of organizational transparency and accountability, but it has its own limitations. Identify the limitations and suggest measures for greater effectiveness of the Citizens' Charter. In 2017, the following questions were asked. The emergence of self-help groups in contemporary times points to the slow but steady withdrawal of the state from developmental activities. Examine the role of the SHGs in developmental activities and the measures taken by the Government of India to promote self-help groups. Initially, civil services in India were designed to achieve the goals of neutrality and effectiveness, which seems to be lacking in the present context. Do you agree with the view that drastic reforms are required in civil services? Comment. In 2016, the following questions were asked. In the Indian governance system, the role of non-state actors has been only marginal. Critically examine this statement. Effectiveness of the government system at various levels and people's participation in the governance system are interdependent. Discuss their relationship in the context of India. Has the Indian governmental system responded adequately to the demands of liberalization, privatization, and globalization that started in 1991? What can the government do to be responsive to this important change? Traditional bureaucratic structure and culture have hampered the process of socio-economic development in India. Comment. In 2015, the following questions were asked. The Self-Help Group Bank Linkage Program, which is India's own innovation, has proved to be one of the most effective poverty alleviation and women empowerment programs, elucidate. How can the role of NGOs be strengthened in India for development works relating to the protection of the environment? Discuss throwing light on the major constraints. In the light of Satyam scandal of 2009, discuss the changes brought in corporate governance to ensure transparency, accountability. If an amendment bill to the Whistleblowers Protection Act 2011 tabled in the Parliament is passed, there may be no one left to protect. Critically evaluate. For achieving the desired objectives, it is necessary to ensure that the regulatory institutions remain independent and autonomous. Discuss in the light of experiences in the recent past. In 2014, the following questions were asked. The size of the cabinet should be as big as governmental work justifies and as big as the Prime Minister can manage as a team. How far is the efficacy of a government then inversely related to the size of the cabinet? Discuss. The penetration of self-help groups in rural areas in promoting participation in development programs is facing socio-cultural hurdles. Examine. Has the cadre-based civil services organization been the cause of slow change in India? Critically examine. And lastly, in 2013, the following questions were asked. The product diversification of financial institutions and insurance companies, resulting in overlapping of products and services, strengthens the case for the merger of the two regulatory agencies, namely SEBI and IRDA. Justify. The legitimacy and accountability of self-help groups and their patrons, the microfinance outfits, need systematic assessment and scrutiny for the sustained success of the concept. Discuss. With this, we conclude today's episode of Mastering Mains Answer Writing. Until next time, stay safe and thank you. To watch our videos in Hindi, subscribe to our Hindi YouTube channel Drishti IAS.